All right, let's talk about vision boards that really work for 2024. So, I have made a vision board over the years, and I realized that there's a difference between when a vision board works and a vision board that doesn't work. So, when my vision board worked, I not only accomplished amazing things for that year, I also saw my life shift in the direction that I wanted it to go. Specifically for me, that meant making more money, but working less and living more. But on the other hand, I remember when my vision boards weren't quite working. Rather than feeling accomplished, I felt behind. I felt like no matter what I did, I couldn't get caught up until I started doing these things. So, hey, I'm Rashida. I'm a recovering workaholic and your dream strategist. And I help my clients learn how to create a work less, live more lifestyle because isn't that why we're put on this earth to enjoy it, right? So, if you're a recovering workaholic, a strong Black woman, a corporate professional, an entrepreneur, or any combination of those things, who wants a work less, live more lifestyle, more like a soft life, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because this is just going to be the first in a series of videos that's going to help you change all of that. All right, so let's jump right in. Let's create a vision board that's going to help you build your work less, live more lifestyle right now. So, this is my favorite time of the year, and I was checking out different videos, other creators on YouTube, and I saw this specific video from a creator named Tam Kaur, and her video is called How to Make a Vision Board That Works for 2024. And I was like, ooh, that's a really good topic. I think I want to talk about that too. So shout out to her for inspiring this video. That being said, let's talk about how vision boards work. So what I love about a vision board is that it can bring visualization to your goals. And that's what takes your goals to the next level, in addition to my favorite topic, life systems. So it becomes this three-pronged triangle. When you have all three of these points on your triangle, it becomes the trifecta that makes achieving your goals, achieving the lifestyle you want, really pretty much achieving anything as easy as you can make it. So, a vision board specifically is this front and center visual of your aspirations that you should have on a wall, on your phone, someplace that you're going to see it every single day so that you're constantly putting in your mind what you want, what it looks like to receive it, and seeing it every day. They say you're tricking your brain. I would like to think of it as because I'm looking at it every day, I'm opening my mind, I'm opening my body, my soul up to receive it. Because here's the thing, a lot of times we will say that we want these things, but we don't actually open ourselves up to receive them. And so creating a vision board, again, a part of that trifecta, makes it the ability for you to actually receive the things that you say that you want. And on the flip side, start discounting and ignoring the things that you don't want because we don't have time for that, right? If you do this correctly, it helps you focus, it helps you achieve more, and helps you achieve it almost magically faster than what you immediately thought would happen. But if it's done incorrectly, it's a reminder of how much that you fail at all the things that you wish to happen. And it can easily make you feel like you're behind. So if you're feeling behind, this is a good time for you to switch that. With that in mind, I'm going to share with you the tips that I use that makes my vision board successful and also give you a few mistakes to avoid. Tip number one, choose your destination. What does that mean? That means that you need to get clarity about what you want or what it means to live this soft life. If you say that you want a soft life, that can mean a lot of different things. Your idea of a soft life versus mine, or your work less, live more lifestyle, whatever that lifestyle that you want is, it's not going to look the same for every single person, even if you're all calling it the same thing. So you need to be really clear, really specific about what you want that to look like. And you have to think about it more than just money. Yes, money is important, but money is not the goal. Money is the tool. Think about it past the money and think about it as far as your professional, your personal, your physical, your financial, your spiritual, emotional, relational, and purposeful parts of your life. That's 8 different parts of your life that you should be thinking about. What do you want to manifest in those areas, and how do they all work together? I like to think of it as a puzzle, and these are the different puzzle pieces on it. How do they all work together to create this beautiful picture of a life that you say you want to live? If you don't have clarity about that, you pretty much have a puzzle that's got a really ugly or an incomplete picture on it, right? Which is how you end up not completely achieving your goals, which is how you end up at the end of the year not making as much progress or manifesting all the things on your vision board because you really didn't have clarity from the beginning. So you can change that by taking your time to get some clarity. Now, the way that I like to do that is I create my 10-year vision map, and I walk my clients through this in my program. So here's what it looks like. Take some time and think about, okay, who am I today? How old am I today? And how old will I be 10 years from now? When you first think about the idea of 10 years from now, you kind of like, I guess I relate to that. You just don't relate to that to a deep level. And it kind of feels ambiguous and you have no idea what you want. But when you think about today, I'm this age, and 10 years from now, I'm going to be that age. So today, I'm 39. 10 years from now, I'm going to be 49. When I say that number 49 out loud, that changes everything about how I think about the things that I want in my life. And it makes it way more, it brings it way closer to home. It makes it way more relatable for me to answer that question. And so, what I do with my clients is now with that context, I help my clients figure out, and for myself, what do I want in each of these areas of life? What do I want that to look like 10 years from now? And then that gives me that destination that I'm telling you that you need, that clarity that you need before I can start moving on to even making the vision board. Okay. So now I've got clarity. I've chose my destination. The next tip for a successful vision board is to map out your path. Okay. So there's this amazing tool that I love called the There Here path. And the way it works is that first you decide there. So what destination you have. And then you look at here. This is where I am today. And then you choose the path that's going to connect the two. And the way that I help my clients do that tangibly and the way that I do it for myself is that I take a step back and I look at all the things that I put on my 10-year vision map in all of those 8 areas of life. And I look at what kind of things am I already doing now to build those things, to build that lifestyle, and what things am I lacking on. And then I use systems that are daily activities, daily actions that I'm going to do that are going to snowball into that their destination that I've created. So for each of those, we need to be super specific. But if you haven't gotten clear on your destination, this step is really hard. So if you're trying to skip through, let me tell you, go back and get real clear on step number 1. Now, obviously, clarity comes as you're trying this out and you're doing new things. So this doesn't have to be perfect. Get as clear as you can, then make your first path. And then when things are kind of crazy or, things aren't kind of flowing as you hoped they were, go back and get more clear and then create a new path. But you're keeping the destination the whole time because if you really know yourself, then that destination should be the same. It's just the path to get there should be adjusting to get you to where you want. So, in the second step of, mapping out your path, you're using achievement goals and habit goals to create the daily action and the steps that you're going to do that's going to build out to that destination. Now, here's the thing. I put all of this on my vision board. On my vision board, you'll see in the middle the map of my destination, which is my 10-year vision. You can even see my vision board from last year because I like to build on them every year. There's no reason why I need to start from the beginning. I keep one every year. It should be a part of my reflection. It should be a part of my journey. So I have that on my this year's vision board as well. And then from that, I pull out 4 main goals that I want to focus on this year. In addition to knowing the habit goals that I already am doing, those are my systems. that I'm already doing to build the other things that are happening in my life. So I have all of these swim lanes moving in tandem because I've gotten clear. I've broken it down into manageable bite-sized chunks that I can do on a regular basis. And then it's all leading me to the destination that I have. Now, I know that was a lot of information. It's okay if you want to back up, or this is a great place. If right here you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I am happy to give you all the cheat codes, all the answers. So go ahead and ask me questions, anything that I can do to help you create habit goals, achievement goals, routines, life systems that are going to help you accomplish and get to this destination. I am happy to share it all and put it all on the table. Successful vision board tip number 3 is to make the visual last. Okay. Everybody wants to skip over step 1 and 2 and go straight to creating this beautiful, pretty vision board that's got all of these amazing pictures. And they're just things that you've pulled from magazines or things that you saw on Instagram, but there's no cohesion to it. You're almost creating or bite off of other people's lives. Instead, this is about you choosing the life that you want to live. And so you have to personalize it. Why do you want those things? And so that's why we start with first mapping out what do we want our life to look like 10 years from now, and then backing that up and making goals for this year about how you're going to create it. And then once you have your goals for this year, after the last step, then you're going to add the pictures to it around that. So let's take a look at my vision board and how I do that. So, like I said, I already have my 10-year vision map in the center. Then I have my vision board from last year. Then I have the 4 main goals that I want to work on this year. From that, I get super crazy, intentional, and tangible, specific about what are the habits, routines, tasks that I'm going to do to going after those goals. And so I've got these trees around each goal that's getting me very specific to what it looks like for those things to be successful. Then once I talk about what those things look like to be successful, now that I have used words to describe what that looks like, then I want to go back and pull pictures. So now you can be even more intentional about the pictures you choose. For example, if I had not been clear about what I wanted my life to look like, when I talked about the vision of home that I want to create as a digital nomad here in Charlotte, I might have gone off and gotten pictures of living in an apartment or buying a house or a lot of different variations of what home could look like. But because I know specifically that I want to live in a tiny house, I made sure that I look for pictures that are tiny houses. I have pictures of the builder that I want to work with, and I have all of those details that are very specific to me rather than just pulling a picture of a pretty house off of a magazine or Instagram. It's so much more than that, and you can be so much more specific. And when you are, it makes it so much easier to manifest the depth of what you want to build in your life. So, when you're doing this, make sure you do step 1 and step 2 first. I cannot tell you that enough because I know you're going to try to skip. I know you're going to try to skip those steps. Go back. Stop playing around. Go do that. Okay. So then successful vision board tip number 4, keep a grateful mindset. I know that one of the hardest things about dreaming, about putting your aspirations out into the universe is the fear that things won't work out, that you won't get what you want, that you did all this work and then things don't happen. Well, let me tell you, if you're letting that audio track play in the back of your mind that things aren't going to work, that things aren't going to happen, or it's not going to look the way that you want, you are actually telling the universe that you really don't want it and you actually want chaos instead of manifesting the things that you want. So instead, keep a grateful heart, a grateful mindset, and take time on a regular basis to look at your week, look at your month, look at your quarters, and celebrate the wins that you are accomplishing as you're going along. Because those wins it's like putting gas back into your car tank. Because you're putting those wins, it's motivating you, it's keeping you going, it's showing you that you're making progress on this journey. So, keeping a grateful mind, celebrating your wins on a regular basis is huge. Now, If you are a person who struggles with that, I would love for you to join me every Friday. I do a co planning session called Freedom Fridays. And in Freedom Fridays, we start this whole process off with celebrating our wins from the week. So every week, we get together and we set next week up for success. But we also take the first couple minutes to really celebrate our wins, and this is huge in making sure that you manifest your vision board and making sure that your vision board actually works. So, if that sounds exciting to you, make sure you take a second to pause right now. I could give you a second. Make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. Like the turning on the notifications part is really important so that you can join my YouTube live stream every Friday called Freedom Fridays, where we are going to celebrate your wins, set up your next week for success, and then wind down for the weekend. Okay. Freedom Fridays. Make sure you get set up for that. Okay, so those were the 4 successful vision board tips that I wanted to give you. Now let's move into the common mistakes that I see people make. Common mistake number 1. While I love making pretty things, especially for my vision board, you get so excited and seeing all of these things that you want. And so you spend hours and hours pulling out pictures and putting them on a board. But let me tell you, it's way, way, way more important for you to make this vision board specific and personalized to you rather than to make it pretty. Let me say that one more time. It's way more important for you to make this specific and actionable and personal to you than it is to make it pretty. As you can see on my vision board, there's a lot of words. I did do a little bit calligraphy to try to make it a little pretty here and there. I have pictures on there as well. I did some colors, but at the end of the day, it was more about me getting the content, the specification, the tangibility, the action steps that are actually carving out that path from here to there. And so if you're skipping that step, you're missing the most important part. That being said, do not skip to step number 3. Don't be lazy. Go back and do it. Okay. All right. Common mistake number 2. You're doing too much. I can tell you right now. Before before you even get started making your vision board, before you do steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're already doing too much because you're so excited. And I love that you're excited. But there's also this beauty about creating a vision board that if you put it on paper, you get it out of your mind, you free your mind space. And that is a huge part of making yourself open and willing and able to receive. So, if you get back into this point of doing too much, you're just setting yourself to be clogged up again. Especially, especially for us as a workaholic. You're so excited, you're ready to put in the work. You're like, "Oh, this is all I got to do. Let me start bulldozing my way through it." Mm, deep breath. Deep breath, sis. That's not what we're going to do. Instead, in order for you to really build your soft life, that work less, live more lifestyle as soon as possible, this is not the big leap kind of thing. This is the thing where you settle into your marathon run. And the way that you do that is by getting really clear and using those systems that I talked about systems, your habits, your goals, your routine, manageable chunks, manageable action steps that you could do on a regular basis that when they add up, they compound, and that's what builds the lifestyle that you want. Just like compounding interest in your bank account, your habits, your routines, your systems are the compounding interest that's going to build to the lifestyle that you want. So, lean into those systems, lean into those things to not just get small wins or quick wins, but knowing that it's going to build the lifestyle you want forever to come. And that brings me to common mistake number 3. Hold space for the magic to happen. Oh my gosh. Dear workaholic, I know that you want to control every single thing, but let me give you a tip. It ain't gonna happen. Okay. It's just not. So if you are struggling with letting go of control, especially because you made a plan, and I think sometimes we have this counterintuitive idea that because we made the plan, we should hold on even tighter, like it's gotta happen this way. And we're like forcing. every bit of it. What I want you to do, instead of holding tighter, I want you to open your hands. Like, I want you to physically do that with me. Let's do that. That's a great exercise. Okay, squeeze your hands really tight. Squeeze your eyes. Squeeze your body together. Squeeze, because this is what you're doing right now. Trying to create the life that you want. This is exactly what you're doing right now. You're squeezing everything together. Okay, so on a count of three, I want you to release it all. I want you to open your eyes. I want you to open your hands. I want you to relax your body and let all of that go. One, two, three. Didn't that feel so much better? Feel so much lighter? Allow the blood to start to run through your fingers again, through your hands. Loosen up. Like this. This is what we want. And when our hands are open, we have space for magical things to be put into them. Regardless of whether you believe in Jesus, the universe, or whatever you believe in, they can't those people can't put anything in your hands if they're closed like this. So open your hands, allow the magic to happen. Okay. Now you you as a workaholic, me as a workaholic, I can tell you I have to do that little exercise that I just did. I have to do that regularly. Anytime I feel myself wanting to control something, I literally have to sit down with myself, close my hands, squeeze everything, then let everything go. And it reminds me, it reminds my body, my spirit, my mind that I cannot control everything, regardless of how well I've organized it all or put down all the steps. And because I can't control it, I actually can make space for magical, even better things to happen. I'll give you a prime example. A couple years ago, someone gave me a brand new car. It had 19,000 miles on it, which is pretty much brand new. And not just a brand new car, it was a Lincoln MKZ. I didn't have to pay anything for it. I wasn't even I wasn't even completely looking for it, but magical things were happening because I had my mind, my body, and my spirit open to receive, and it placed beautiful things in my hands because of it. I'm not saying that you're gonna get a car. Maybe even get something better. Maybe that's what you need to do to win the lottery. I don't know. I don't know what you're wishing for, but it's definitely not gonna come if your hands are closed. So take a second, take a deep breath, and open your hands. Rather than bulldozing your way to make things happen, I want you to hold space for magical things to come to you. Let's talk about the mindset tips that are actually going to get you into flow state so you can receive this. Number one, think of this as an adventure, not a war. You do not have to armor up. You don't have to be on all the time. You don't have to be perfect in order to receive these things that you want in your life. You don't have to be perfect to learn how to work less and live more. It's so much more organic, so much more free flowing, so much less pressure to actually let go of those things and stop feeling like you have to fight for it. And instead, change your mindset to realizing that this is an adventure. The beautiful thing about an adventure is it's fun. It can be thrilling. Sometimes it's scary, but it also makes you feel alive and free and open to whatever experience is coming. That's the mindset that you want to have about this, because that's when your hands open, magical things happen, things that you can't even begin to imagine right now start to happen because you're looking at this as an adventure and not a war. The second mindset tip I have for you, I want you to throw your hands in the air and say, "Whoop," rather than white knuckling and holding on tight. Now, we talked about it in two different contexts where you're holding like this, but I also want you to think about if you're on a roller coaster car, you can actually be holding onto the protective bar because, the protective bar is there to keep you from flying out. But in our fear, we take that protective bar and hold it like it's going to fall apart in our hands or something. It's not going anywhere. It's there to keep us safe. So, isn't the ride a lot different when we throw our hands up in the air and actually just go with it? That's the kind of mindset I want you to have around this because seeing your 10-year vision come to life is actually a really exciting, fun, and amazing adventure that is happening if you have that perspective and mindset around it. So I want you to think about it that way, that this is a fun roller coaster that you're getting on. This is the part of the adventure that actually makes the journey fun and worth living. leaning into that unknown and allowing yourself to be a part of it and allowing yourself to enjoy it. So then mindset tip number 3, lean in to all of the feels that are going to happen on this adventure. A lot of times we feel like because we put the plan out in the universe that things are going to happen perfectly, that we're going to be happy all the time, that nothing is ever going to go wrong, and it's just going to go boom, 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 boom. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. It's not gonna happen like that. I just need to help you set your expectations right now, okay? And it's okay. Deep breath. It's okay that if it doesn't happen that way, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy the journey. And on top of that, be present in the ups and downs. Be present in enjoying when things are going well. Be present when things aren't going as you're expected, but you're like, wow, this is actually the amazement of what happens. You can lean into that. Lean into the morning when something doesn't quite happen as you thought it was, and now you feel like you're missing out. Lean into that too. There is so much space for all of those emotions to happen. That's what makes you present and enjoying this adventure is allowing yourself to experience all the feels, highs, lows, in between. So lean into that. This adventure can be a lot. I know. I love it, but I believe that life can be an adventure. And if that sounds like something you're looking for, I would love for you to subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow me. This is the first video in a vision board with me series where I'm going to walk you through every single step that I do, not just these tips and mindset tricks and all of those things. That's just the beginning to actually doing the steps that's going to create a vision board for 2024 that works to create your work less, live more lifestyle. So if that's interesting to you, again, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Over the next couple weeks, every Wednesday at 9 a.m., I'm going to release the next video. There's about 7 videos in this series, a couple bonus things in there too. So make sure that you are getting those notifications so that you can be doing this as we go. You don't have to do your vision board by yourself. I know this is a different way of thinking about it, but I'm going to show you an amazing way of doing this that has really helped me from beginning to end to use all of the tips and the things that I gave you today. So make sure that you are subscribed to be able to participate. Let's quickly recap for your successful vision board tips. First, you're going to choose your destination. That's going to allow you to get clarity about where you're taking your life and why. Remember that here, there path, you're choosing your there. Next, number 2, you're going to map out your path. Why? Because you're creating your goals, your systems, the things that are effective ways to take action. And then number 3, you're going to add visuals last. Don't skip the things that make your vision board tangible and actionable and go straight to the pretty pictures. Do the hard work and then go back and make it pretty because that's what's going to take your vision board to the next level and making it a vision board that really works. And then 4, keep a grateful mindset. If you do all of this work, but then you've got a negative mindset about it, you're counteracting everything that you've spent all this time doing. So make sure that you're celebrating your wins as you're going, keeping track of your progress to see you are doing amazing things. This is how you're going to enjoy this journey. So now that you've got your successful vision board tips, please avoid these 3 mistakes. Don't cut corners. First, make it actionable and then make it pretty. Number 2, don't try to bulldoze your way through it. This is not that kind of process. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. You got a whole year. And believe it or not, you can accomplish way more in a year than you will ever accomplish in a day. Be okay with that. Let it happen. All right. Then number 3, stop being a control freak. Mm. Open your hands to receive and allow the magic to happen. It's a thing. All right. And then the mindset tips that are going to help you persevere for the long haul. Number 1, this is an adventure, not a war. Keep that mindset front and center. You're not fighting for anything. You're opening yourself up to receive. Number 2, say "wee" rather than grimacing. Okay? Relax your eyebrows. Go ahead. Relax your eyebrows right now. It's a lot better. It's a lot better on your face, less wrinkles if you settle into this. Okay? And then number three, lean into the feels. There's going to be all kinds of feels, ups, downs, in between. Be present in that. Allow yourself to feel those things because it makes your adventure so much more beautiful. It's like adding all the depth to an amazing realism picture. Lean into those feels. If this was helpful, I'd love to help you take your vision board to the next level. I am going to be making a series that's going to walk you through every single step that I do to build my vision board. Like I I'm going to do it with you. You literally get to vision board with me. As this is great for people who it's the first time who's ever created a vision board, or maybe this is just a different way of ever creating a vision board for you. Or maybe it's because you're a workaholic and you keep trying to skip steps and just get straight to the point. I'm going to walk you through every single step so that you can actually shift your life more than just achieving a goal. You're going to shift your life and create this work less, live more lifestyle that you've been wanting. And now it's actually going to come true. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications so that you'll know exactly when those videos drop every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Thank you for taking some time to hang out with me today. I enjoy you. I hope you enjoy this too. And I will see you next